Hey YouTube, here's Heiko, reporting to you from Germany. We're on family vacation in Germany, and yeah, I just can't stop making any videos about stuff that I think is interesting. I just came across a Suzuki Jimny, the 2019 version. I don't know, maybe they started selling it here in Germany already a couple of years ago, because this doesn't look like brand new, but this is the new version of that little Suzuki that was sold in the States under many different brands and names, and it's like the ultimate little off-road vehicle. Yeah, and here in Germany they sell it, the Jimny, you know, the new modernized version. It's really cute. It's very short. It's a tiny little car. I mean, literally, you park this next to an F-150 and your F-150 will look like this massive pickup truck. But yeah, it's cool. Just wanted to share that with you. So European market vehicles, they have tons of models that you have never seen on US roads, and this is one of them. Unfortunately, they're not going to sell this in the States. Another interesting vehicle that you don't see in the States is the Ford Ranger. But Ford just announced that 2019 there's going to be a new Ford Ranger version. And then there's also a VW pickup truck called the Amarok. I wish I could show you one. Oh, there's another Jimny over there. That's very interesting. So yeah, there are some very interesting vehicles that unfortunately are not being sold in the United States. You know, the road landscape here in Germany is much different. Local roads are much narrower and smaller, and parking lots are much smaller. But then, you know, everybody knows about the Autobahn. They were just talking about a speed limit that they want to implement here on all Autobahns, but the German government said, no, we're not going to do that. So I like that aspect. So if you guys ever want to drive Autobahn, the few sections here in Germany where there's still no speed limit and you want to go 150 miles an hour, come over, go on a vacation, or maybe buy yourself a nice German car at a factory, pick it up and drive it to the harbor in Hamburg to put it in a container, turn that into a trip. So you can totally do that. So right now I'm walking with you a little bit, walking into the historic city center of Hamelin. As you can see, there's lots of those old farmhouse style buildings. And if I say historic, I really mean historic. We have buildings here that are 800-900 years old. The city itself is over 1,000 years old. So not like tents and huts, but literally a city with fortifications and historic buildings where the historic appearance is not fake. It's not made to look like this. They are actually that old. 300-400 years is very common. You know, I mean, my grandparents' house is by now 80 years old. So just saying. So yeah, look at this up there. Let's see if there's a year on it. 1710. This house with this nice decoration was built in 1710. That was back in the colonial times. And this one here, this looks like sandstone. There's also some biblical writing on it. This one was built 1568. So 1568 is definitely an old house. So anyways, we started with a Suzuki Jimny, and now we're at in the middle of the historical city center of the city of Hamelin, the city of the Pied Piper. Big church building back there. This is all pedestrian only. This used to be, you know, back in the days, just a road. And then in modern times, I would say maybe the last 50 years, they completely turned this into just a shopping area. People go window shopping, you know. You can still drive through it for deliveries only, but there is no cars driving through here on a regular basis. And then, you know, like little cafes and restaurants have outdoor seating in the summertime. This is what the typical city center of a German city looks like. They turn it into pedestrian only and just little stores and boutiques and banks apparently. And this is an ice cream shop, which is of course closed in the winter time. Anyways, just wanted to share that with you guys. Here's another VW transporter. Looks like a large Sprinter van, but just made by VW. They actually have a commercial vehicle division. They even make big trucks. They're just all not sold in the United States. You know, lots of stuff that you never see in the States. Anyways, you guys take care. Hope you like it. Bye. Quick little add-on for you guys. Since we're in the city of the Pied Piper, Hamelin, Germany, in the city center where they have, like, you know, nice pedestrian area with cobblestone kind of pavement, they have little brass reds all over the place, and this is part of their city center tour. So you can walk through the city, and as long as you follow those little brass reds, it takes you to all the interesting places. They also have a city employee that dresses up like the historic Pied Piper of Hamelin and gives guided tours here in the city center. Tells you all the historic events, how Napoleon destroyed the city's fortification. Tells you something about some of the historic buildings, and there are a lot of them. 1739. This one here, this looks obviously like a farmhouse. They have an entrance where the horse cart would fit through. This is 1597, and this is definitely not the oldest. You know, and then you always have buildings with really elaborate decorations. That was usually the rich people. You know, like a mayor or... Anyways, that's just what I wanted to add to my little trip to Germany video. Started with a Suzuki Jimny. Anyways, you guys take care. Bye. Some church bells. What is it? Noon. So it rings 12 times. Pretty loud. And this here is called the wedding house, das Hochzeitshaus. And they have a there where this metal looking door is, there's a play with little man coming out that plays the story of the Pied Piper. And then all those bells up there, they play a tune for that. Very old building. And they actually have the county recorder's office in there, so you can actually get married in there. And a police station is in here as well. And I don't remember what the rest is. But yeah, as you can see, they build a lot of stuff with sandstone, you know, back in the days, and with some sort of stone shingle roofing and lots of copper, and yeah, very long-lasting stuff. I don't remember when this house was built, das Hochzeitshaus, but yeah, it's pretty cool looking. And the bell play up there, I think it's supposed to start here pretty soon. And they have a story here. What's the Pied Piper figure play chimes? Since 1964. Oh, 11:35. We already missed it. Alright guys, sorry. No Pied Piper figure play and chimes for you today. And here's a bronze or brass casting of the two main streets. This is shopping and pedestrian only, and this as well. This is the church that we just saw, and this is the wedding house. So this is like a miniature version of it, and they'd made that for the vision impaired or blind. As you can see, there's what is it called? Someone help me out. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. So you can read, you can feel what the city looks like, and you can read the street names when your vision is impaired. And here you can see there's another huge church building with two towers, all very, very old. What is this written?
Brill.
Brill. Okay, here we go. So as I just mentioned, the wedding house, Hochzeitshaus, was built 1610 to 1617. So it took them 7 years to build this thing. And then in the 19th century, they had a pretty famous doctor and pharmacist work in here who discovered the morphines, 1820 to 1841. This guy was born 1783, Mr. Saturna. Apparently discovered morphine as a pain treatment. All right, 1610 to 1617. Old stone building. And still maintained and pretty nice looking these days. Walking around here looking at this old Marktkirche, which literally translated is the market church. Completely built out of sandstone, and of course over the hundreds of years has probably had a couple renovations here and there. It's kind of interesting how they built it back in the days, all those little wall extensions sticking out. It's almost like a fortification in some ways, but the windows definitely don't aid in the protection aspect. I don't know exactly what this here is. It could be the Hochzeitshaus. What is it? It's dem Rathaus. What is this building? So there's a picture from 1934. On the picture there, you can see this is the Hochzeitshaus, the Marktkirche, and this other building that doesn't exist anymore. Apparently, that was the Rathaus, the city hall back in the days, and that's just a model of it. Sorry, a little blurry here. Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. I don't know why it was destroyed. Oh, I guess end of Second World War, April 6. Durch Beschuss in Brand geraten. So the Marktkirche tower, the bell tower, caught on fire because of some I don't know, gunfire. They were fighting here still in the end of Second World War. And the tower tipped over and fell onto the city hall on this building here. And then I guess in 1946, instead of rebuilding it, they just tore it down, the rest. The church tower obviously was rebuilt. I was walking around here trying to find the year it was built. Here's also some insignia. It says something 1700. There's also a story if someone would have 7 children, then a local businessman would pay for all their clothing until they are adults. That's pretty interesting. So I have no idea when this building was actually constructed. I don't know, they're not very good in putting that on the building in some places. It's very interesting structure. The outside walls, they're all leaning outwardly a little bit, just ever so slightly, like a slight angle that way. And then inside they probably don't have any pillars. It's all like a cathedral style ceiling in there. Fortunately it's not open, or else I would go inside. It's pretty impressive. And I guess those little extensions here, they carry all the load from the roof. But yeah, since the Hochzeitshaus was constructed 1610 to 1617, I'm assuming that this is kind of similar age, similar time frame. But yeah, I wish I could find that. Yep, that's another pretty impressive old building here.